You're watching Face to Face, live from the CSL studio. Your host, Nesta, Cann.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta, Cann. And today we have a special guest in the studio who goes by the name of Earl Brooks Jr.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, boss?
Just cool, King.
So what's new? What have you been up to?
Man, teaching. Finally getting the drafts done, tracking my album, quietly working and getting these things done before I actually start, introducing it out. So, it's getting a little warmer now. So, when it get warm, everybody come out. So, look out for Brooks music soon. Things coming out.
All right. So we're going to get into that soon. Let's start off with music. Did you go to school?
Yeah. So basically.
Or are you self-taught? A little bit of both?
So, yeah, very much a little bit of both. At my young age, I was talented enough to learn songs by ear and pick it up rather quickly. So from an early age of my first performance was at 3 years old.
Right.
And ever since then it's been, playing with a bunch of different bands back home and a lot of, renowned musicians from back home.
Right.
Some past and some still alive, living legends, you understand? And went from there to touring and, even up to when I moved from Trinidad, which was in 2009.
Yeah.
At the age of 20, I was like, all right, what's next for me? I was already touring, I was already doing all of this stuff. I was working at Sound Electronics in the studio and everything. So I had everything that I thought I was living for at that point. And when that time had come and I had to make the decision, I was like, all right, what's next?
What's next?
Like, what's next for me? If I'm really about to do this, let me go study at one of the best places in the world. You understand? So when I heard about Berkeley, I did my research and I was like, that's the place I gotta be. And, moved here, I did my audition, was blessed enough to get a partial scholarship, and started Berkeley summer 2010. So I went to school for, that's me going to school.
You going to school.
Making that leap.
Nice. So what got you into music?
I was born into it, man.
Family?
Boy.
Or you just...
Roots, literally roots.
Yeah, roots.
Because family and family of family, So my dad did it before me, Earl Brooks Sr.
Nice.
He was one of the few people that was actually touring with the instrument. He toured with Kitchener, Andre Tanka, Maestro, all of these, greats, and he came out here for a good bit of years. He arranged for bands out here, Sonatas in Brooklyn and a few others, Pan Jersey, which, few older ones would understand. Like Pan Jersey was like one of the first steel bands in New Jersey at that time, which was, I think it was like, they say the 80s or 90s, I believe. I don't want to be, wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
So, yeah, and, now since that, they broke out to one or two more bands and stuff. I guess that's the usual thing now, because I guess we grew into that, with the breakout from this band, breakout to like 5, 6, 7 bands, So.
Now, let's talk about the instrument that you play. You play the steel pan.
Yes.
Right? Do you play any other instruments besides that?
Also play drum set, teaching myself piano currently.
Nice.
Yes, a little basic, ABCD, the finger in it's not that easy.
It's not easy? No. Yeah, I've always wanted to know how to play the piano. It's not easy, huh?
Now, for me, I could play what I need to hear because I have perfect pitch,
Right.
And being able to, put out anything that I hear, I can put out. I'm at that point.
Yeah.
But to play a piano the correct way, voice certain things, it's not easy. You got to know. And I guess it takes practice just as everything else.
Yeah. Do you think being able to play other instruments gives you kind of an advantage to playing other instruments? Because you kind of,
Man, boy, what you mean? Of course. Everything. After reading the first book, when you go into the second one, you have more knowledge. So
right.
Just like everything, the more you advance in something is the more knowledge you have and the more vocabulary when it comes to music to be able to, communicate.
Yeah, because I was wondering, it should help because you have a sense of keys and how things sound and rhythm and all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, for me personally, I went from playing lead tenor, you know,
Right.
the tenor pan, lead pan, but less the tenor pan, as we say, in the sound. To now I play drums in the sound for people, so that's like front man to the back in the sound, and it gave me a total different view on, and like a whole different like way of more or less perfecting how I play and what I expect to do in order for others to be comfortable the same way I'm in the back or in the same way I'm in the front.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
So the music that you play is classified under what kind of genre?
Ooh, I play everything.
You play everything.
I play everything, literally.
Just let people know you just don't only do the soca. You play a little bit of everything, right? Because
Well,
when people think pan, mostly soca and pan. Can you play any other type of genres on the pan as well?
I play everything on
Okay.
pan, man. Like, man, go look up. If you're into trap,
Yeah.
you go look up my boy Freddie Harris.
Uh-huh.
You know, the third, his father was also another one, before him that was
Right.
doing it, on a, international level with a lot of tracks and music they did back in the day, but he just released like his 5th album for the year.
Wow.
He's on a goal to release. I think my boy said, how much? I don't want to lie on you, my boy Fred. Yo, Fred, I don't want to lie on you, bro. I think he said he's about to put out 12 by the end of the year. But, the last one he just put out, I think, was a Pan Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Go take it in. You
Pan
understand?
Trap.
So
I gotta
we
check
play
that out.
everything, bro. You understand? Like, and then when it comes to being able to play everything, I came from, of course, Trinidad, where we grew up with the Caribbean roots and stuff, like calypso and reggae and soca.
Yeah.
And, well, soca is
Right.
and all of that stuff. And through that, now with the Spanish influence, we get listening merengue, we listen to
Yeah.
Latin music. We grew up with parangs,
Parang,
and we
right.
started getting to Spanish music and understand.
Yeah.
So we have a
They
mix.
got the
of
Afro beat and a
everything.
little bit of everything. Yeah.
So it's everything connected, at the end of the day.
Yeah. So what was the first song? Do you remember the first song you learned to play?
Boy, to a T. And this is something I never really came out and told you will literally, but
The camera's right there.
hell, I'm looking at the screen.
The screen, yeah.
Yeah, so my eldest brother was the one to literally teach me my first song.
Oh, okay.
God bless his soul, you understand? And basically, I was like 2.5, 3 years old. Before that, I could just play any little thing, and just pick up and, I'll play but not really learn a whole song.
Right.
So at that point, everybody, thought I was just wild because I was always busy, always running up and down. You understand? I mean, you couldn't like stop me in the pioneer, boy. Anybody can tell you that. But nobody really was like, here,
Yeah.
play this. Not even my dad, because he was busy. You understand me? Them days, he just gig after gig after gig, from Calypso 10 to this house to that to this show to that, and there's no time. So when he do home, he's sleeping. He ain't got time to teach me nothing.
Right,
You
right.
understand? So my brother taught me the soundtrack from Free Willy, Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, I remember it, yeah.
Right.
Taught you that first?
And that and him called My God Loves Me.
Okay.
And those two songs, I don't even, in my sleep, I play those songs because it's vivid memories,
Yeah. Okay, cool. Any artists influenced you growing up?
Well, I guess we all have our favorites.
Yeah.
But personally, I've always been influenced by the people that was around me, because of how blessed I was to be able to have a father that was rooted in the culture. So,
Right.
like I say, he would be in the soca show to
Yeah.
the
Talk to the
Calypso
mic a little
10.
bit. Yeah,
you
sorry,
know,
yeah.
From one show to the Calypso 10 to this thing to the Best Village show. So I was seeing everything. So then I'm seeing all these same people, work together, and then they do this show, this one who, so I had a lot of personal influences of people that was already touring and stuff from a young age. So I had more personal influences than anybody, I would say, like, the top charters, and stuff like this. Of course, my favorites
Yeah.
and personal favorites that I started when I started understanding music and I started researching Stevie,
Yeah.
and Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie.
You understand? I grew up, and then my dad my dad used to leave the radio on, man. And I would come home and it's always on a smooth jazz radio station. So I was influenced by a lot of smooth jazz music by people I did not know because the radio was just playing.
Right.
You understand? So I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just listening to the music. And I believe that was my biggest influence early.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, well, they said when you're a kid, you get to hear all those things and it influence you, and you pick up on it, and it stays with you.
In my sleep, it was smooth jazz, man.
Smooth jazz.
Groovy in the back there.
Have you been involved in any competitions?
Growing up, I took part in the music festival. Funny enough, the first time I entered was because my school put me in without me knowing.
Yeah.
I still love y'all. My teacher put me in there. I was like, I don't enter these things, man. I'm not used to soloist competition. Oh, wait. I got to learn a classical song. Wait, what? Everybody else plays a classical song by score sheet? What? That was not my world at that time. So I was like, oh, man, I got to do this. Oh, man. And then there was like, oh, there's an improvisation category. I'm like, what? Put me in that.
Oh,
Don't put me in the classical thing where they got a score sheet. I was ready for that.
Because you get to do it. You get to do your own thing. You get the flow. Yeah. Right.
I express my music through what I feel in the moment.
Exactly.
So
right.
I truly call myself a true improvisationist. It's not a real word, but yeah. Because I love living in the moment. So that helped me choose. All right, improv. I'm gonna do that. And that first year I came first. The second year I came first again. And then in 2009 I moved away. So I wanted that three-peat. I had to tell my dad, drop back the trophy for me. I'm gonna be going to school out here. You might not see me for a while.
Yeah.
And
you're currently in Jersey right now?
All right. So I reside in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, and I teach in Brooklyn at Brooklyn Center for the Arts, which is a partner of Elim Church on Madison Street between Franklin and Classen.
Okay.
So I've been teaching it for a year.
Yeah.
And it's been good so far. It's been beautiful. I've built a lot of relationships with the people there, with the parents, and then the kids coming in calling you Mr. Brooks and happy.
Yeah, it must be nice. So, good feeling.
Yeah, blessed, man.
So let's talk about you see how artists and DJs, for them making it, or the best feeling is to be in front of thousands of people on stage, big concerts, right? What is, for a pan artist, what is the biggest competition for you guys? I'm not in that field, so let people know, people who are not in that field, like me and other people.
I would say because
we hear about the pan yard and all that stuff. What do you have? Yes.
Currently or going on?
Yeah.
Was, I should say, Panorama.
Okay.
And then one or two things after that. It may have music festival. It may have probably like a 5 or a quartet competition for Panis or something. Just, it's always have one or two things that are going on trickle down, but they mainly only have really Panorama.
What is Panorama? How does it go? How do they select the people that get into Panorama?
All right.
The best of the best only enter that?
Right.
Okay.
So in Trinidad, which is where it started, basically, there's so many bands.
Yeah.
So we have a preliminary hearing, right?
Okay.
Back in the day when I started, like my first Panorama was 1995.
Wow.
And I was 6 years old, right? And back in those days it had zonals. So like, even if the band didn't have the amount of numbers or the best players, if they had good music and they performed what they have well, you could still have a better chance, a good chance in zonal.
Right.
Instead of, and then that built a lot of bands because, like, for me personally, when I started, my dad was arranging for a band called Hatters in San Fernando. And basically, when I started with that band, as a kid, I'm going there all the years. And then when I did start playing at like 4, and I was like, going to play, we only had like 25, 26 people, brother.
Wow.
You understand me? And we went from 25, 26 to the next year we had. I meant like in the state side.
Right.
So by the end of the season, in time for the competition, we may have had like 40, 50 players.
Yeah.
Enough to go to competition. You understand? But in terms of the core players, like you could rely on for seasonal, whether it be on the road or Juve or, all of them things. You understand? You have those kind of things. So with the zonal, let me just get back on track. With the zonal thing, it gave a opportunity. So you had the zonal. Wait, no, you had the prelims, and then if you made it through prelims, you made it to semifinals. You understand? Which would have been probably the following week, and the following weekend, and then after semifinal, now you would have a 2-week period for the final, and then during to my memory, it was during that time you would have had the zonal competition.
Right.
You understand? So you would have still have the zonals in between there. Might be wrong, but yeah. So that's how it works in Trinidad. We have prelims, semis, and finals.
And you still take part of these things, right?
No.
Not anymore. Okay. No.
I am so done.
So done. There's a lot. Do you get nervous before performances?
Nah.
No? It's just like, no.
Nah. Now it's just I get nervous I'll be honest. The last time I got nervous, I used to. Well, there's this club, this beautiful place called Mist in Harlem.
Okay.
Right? It's a beautiful venue and restaurant, like great food, everything. Right? And basically, I was doing a gig there with Rita from Tempo.
Okay.
Right? And we were performing every week, and my boy kept saying, "Yo, you gotta come on a Sunday." I'm like, I know I'll be playing in church, but
yeah,
I'm gonna try to come after. Made it there, and I swear to you, the one day I made it there, it was because I didn't have church because I was out of town. I went to a gig in D.C. that time, and Professor, a great panelist that passed away.
Right.
I found out that same day, like the Saturday, and then the next day I got off the plane in Newark, and my boy called me. He's like, "Yo, it should come true." I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm coming through. I called my boy up. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna pick you up." Boom, we going. Got to the Mist. I swear, first time I walked in there, I just walked in. The band was sounding so tight and so. It was an open mic, first off.
Yeah.
Right? But the band was sounding so tight, so clean, so energetic. Like the room was just filled with great vibe. I walked in, and my whole body started shivering. And I think before that, the last time I got nervous before that was my Berkeley audition, which was like near 10 years ago, basically.
How did you perform that night?
Man, I was emotional. I ain't gonna lie, but I made it quick. I made a quick one.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you too. Do you make mistakes during your performances? How do you handle that? Sometimes people you make mistakes, but sometimes people don't really know when you make mistakes.
I love my mistakes.
You love the mistakes.
My mistakes takes me to places I would have never thought.
You're the first person that I actually heard admit to that.
But
it makes sense though.
Like I say, I'm a true improvisationist, brother.
Yeah.
You see how that fall, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put it up there. So put it back in my pocket. Improvisation, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just love having it, like being able to create on the moment. Like you make a mistake, you gotta be able to. Like I treat every moment like it's my last. When I'm playing, especially, you understand me? Like if a mistake come out, man, I ain't gonna make you know that's a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that mistake like if I was meant to hold that note for 15 minutes. Like,
wow.
Oh, how did he do that? Oh, that was a mistake. You don't even
know that. Yeah. Teaching. When you say you teach, do you teach music or are you doing some other teaching?
I teach both music, focus in instrumentation, steel pan.
Yeah.
And I also teach drum set.
Which age groups would that be?
Well, the program that they have, because they also have like after school program and that kind of stuff where they take care of kids after,
right.
Because throughout the day, pick up and we all know how the parenting thing is.
Right.
Rounds. You got to make sure things are in place. So it starts from like 3.
Right.
From 3, right? But I personally asked for the kid to be like 4.5, 5 to start my classes.
Okay. So before we go, where do you plan on going from here? What's the big plans for the future for 2019? Moving on.
Well, 2019 moving on. I just turned 30 this month, the 7th of April.
Oh, happy belated, man.
Blessings. And basically, it's been, I told you, my first performance was at 3 years old. So that would be 27 years I've been performing, literally.
Does it seem like a long time, or did it go by fast? Some people.
I feel like it went by real fast.
Wow.
To be honest, because I didn't open my eyes until now.
Right.
And like I said, I always wanted to do, like I would say, I always wanted to do as much homework as I could before I put out anything to anybody, because I want to put out my best. I'm a perfectionist, So now I'm connected with some of the most inspirational people that I would have never thought I would be rubbing shoulders with. And it's funny, sometimes you gotta say it, but sometimes you get the most love and inspiration from a stranger before you get it from
definitely.
your family.
Exactly, yeah.
Understand? Not saying that with my,
right.
But in other words, like I met some people throughout these years that, just pouring into me, man.
Yeah.
And it's like now I really do have the right people around me that I could say, I'm ready to do my project.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you need?
Why do you think it's like that? Why do you think you get more support from outsiders, strangers, than you do from your own family? You think maybe because maybe your family and your friends don't believe in you, or don't want to see you succeed? What do you think?
Of course, there's a multitude of things.
All right.
There's a multitude of
Everyone's
things.
situation is different.
Day, because of course you're gonna have family that don't like you, but still love you. You're gonna have friends that still love you, but don't like you.
Right.
You understand?
Or sometimes they have family like, oh, he's not gonna go anywhere with that. And then when you have to do something, oh, I always believed in you.
That's it.
So
that's it. And then in my case, I guess it's even worse, man. Since my early performances, people come up to you, oh my God, you're so amazing. You should be here. You should be there. You should be doing this.
Yeah.
Y'all are the people that could put these things in place. Let's go. I'm ready. You see that I'm ready. You're telling me that I'm ready.
Yeah.
But you're not giving me the steps to get there. Hence me leaping, coming out here, going to school to Berkeley, really trying to understand living as a musician out here, and day to day, like until I really started understanding it to the point where now I can educate others.
Right.
You understand? While I'm educating myself, because teaching somebody it gives you 10 times more knowledge.
Yeah.
That's why I've always been a person that, if you need me, call me. If you need anything, trust me, just call me. I always tell people that, but people think because of this caliber or because I'm always on the go or whatever, I may not have the time.
Yeah.
But feel free to reach out, you understand? So, like I say, you gotta learn and teaching and all of that stuff is just... Whew.
And when we said too, some people always come up to you and say, yeah, man, I love what you're doing, but they have the resources and they have the connections, like, okay, like, hook me up, help me out, or I love what you're doing, we gotta get together. Like, okay, you've been saying that for a while now, let's make it happen. I'm ready when you're ready.
And I've learned the hard way, man. Like I said, sorry to say, I love everybody and I try, but I'm very expressive.
Yeah.
So if I feel some type of way, you gonna know before I even tell you anything.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's just how I am, because I'm connected that way. But like I say, with those people now, it's like, to cut, there's those people, and at the end of the day, with majority of those people,
right,
all they really telling you that to see is what you gonna do next, what you gonna do after that.
Right.
You understand? And I've learned that now, since people that I've just met started telling me the same thing now. And then I'm like, okay, so what do you think I should do? And they're now like, okay, I think you should start da 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 da. Even if you're not open to it, take a word. You understand? But it's these people now that are like, yo, bro, you could da 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 da. That's all it takes. Yo, da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was the one doing that, and I couldn't get it back because it's like, who was giving you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wasn't in the class. If you generally, you understand? I was pushing all the fire in the engine, like let's go.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, till eventually I needed my fire. I needed some fire.
Some fire,
You
yeah.
understand? So I had to like rub some sticks real quick, get it back.
Yeah. So before we go, let people know how to get in contact with you: social media, website, telephone number.
All right, so Earl Brooks Jr.
Mm-hmm.
All platforms. Music Steel
Mm-hmm.
is the production label, more or less, and everything. So Music Steel on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Music Steel on Instagram, and that's Music Steel with a Z and a K. You understand? Let me
I gotta let people know that.
clear. MUZIKSTEEL, Music Steel, right? And yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not too up on the Twitter vibes.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to help me, coach me with that. But yeah. So and contact number 916-668-9457. Earl M. Brooks Jr. At gmail.com. Holla at your boy.
Nice. Well, Earl, it's a pleasure having you on the show, my brother.
Blessings, man. I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate it.
And before we go, we gotta check out some of your skills, my brother.
Let's say
See
no
what
more.
you got.
We gonna make that happen, Papa.
All right, so we're gonna check out some of Earl's skills right now on the pan. But this wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Cann. Take care and God bless.
Touch me like you need it, need it, need it. Would you say it to me like you mean it, need it, need it? You and I both know you feel it, feel it, feel it. So come say it to me like you mean it. We both know you need it, baby. You did something to me, make me want you all the time. Oh na na na, daddy. Feel worth like overtime. For this love of mine, me want you feel touch me like you need it, need it, need it. So come say it to me like you need it, need it, need it. You gotta be what you like, 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 go.